Friday, November 14th, 2025. Had a great day today learning from one of the best agency owners in the world, Mr. Qasim, author of Hire. We ended up linking up today here in Scottsdale, and I was just totally blown away with just like the amount of nuggets was able to pick up over the course of a simple like hour of conversation. But there were a few other things that went into it that I think are important to note. So I'm basically gonna use this video as my sort of takeaways so that I can lock the knowledge into my head. Now, first thing is anytime that I've done coaching with anybody, so like that's joining a mastermind, taking a course, doing one-on-one coaching, doing group coaching, whatever it may be, there's one thing that decides how well the coaching ends up going. And that one thing is how well I'm prepared for it and what my intentions are, if I've even set those intentions, and any of the prep work that's gone into actually making the coaching valuable. So this is something that I put together. This is like handwritten notes that I put together over the course of the last week and a half of just sort of getting a state of the union on Brand Sharks, just to be able to properly articulate the context in a small condensed way, so that someone like Qasim can come in and just like see what the agency looks like and be able to give proper direction. Because if I just say like, hey, how do I get leads? It's like, there's a million answers to that question. But if I'm like, hey, here's our revenue, here's our employees, here's what I'm paying everybody, here's where our revenues come from, here's our offers, here's our structure, here's the tech stack that we use, and just like actually have, and here are my goals from the conversation, or what I'm looking to get out of the conversation. I find that having something like that better prepares you for the conversation or the coaching. Anyways, and that's one thing, like, we won't take on clients when they can't articulate what the goal is. Like, well, what's the goal with a campaign like this? And that's the first takeaway that I want to jump into on this video right here. Is I said like, hey, like what should we report on? Because sometimes clients will ask us, hey, like, you know, can we track like how many leads came in, or what's with this? They want to report on all these different things. And he told me, when you do what the client asks you to do, when it comes to your field, you become an order taker as opposed to the authority. So it's like if I came to the barber and I told them exactly what clipper to use and exactly how to cut my hair, and like exactly like, like fade exactly right here and do the line just like this and exactly put it like that, he becomes now an order taker instead of a professional, and I'd pay much less to just tell somebody what to do as opposed to an expert who can guide me to the solution. A videographer that you bring to an event and you have to tell them every second what to do is typically cheaper than one that just says, yeah, go make this a fire shoot. Like go get fire clips. And then they're able to come back with fire clips. That person's gonna be able to get paid more than someone who needs to take a bunch of orders. So if you don't have the proper metrics for you to go into the client, so it's like, hey, this is what we're tracking for. Based off what you said and our skill set, this is gonna be our KPI. This is what we're gonna be tracking on a weekly basis. If you set that up front, the client can't come in and like say anything like, oh, well, where are the leads at? Hey, we said up front, we are a top of funnel agency. We give you eyeballs. We are the eyeball people. And I'm so happy I recorded the conversations that we had, because I basically said like, oh, well, some people want to directly like convert into like money right away. It's like, well, then that's not the client that we're working with. Huge unlock. Second, when it comes to talent, people working with you, there's a really good way that we can provide lots of opportunity and make the world a better place in a triple faceted way. 1, for the employee, 2, for the client, and 3, for the business owner. And that is by reaching out to people or posting on job boards where people don't already like have access or are opened up to the idea of working online as like a freelancer, or as like being able to make money from anywhere in the world, or being able to make money from the computer. If you reach out only in places where people know that that's the case, then they're going to be expecting more. But if you reach out to somebody who has minimal opportunity and you can give them a massive opportunity and be the person that opens up their eyes to like, hey, this is online opportunity. One of the things that he mentioned was that the best comment he likes to get on his job listings is this a scam? And I thought that was really funny, because that just means like you put it in a lot of like it looks like a really good opportunity. And of course, as great business owners and good people, we're not scammers. So that was really good. So that was one thing, is like find those pockets. And he talks about it at length in the Hire book that he mentioned as well. Second thing is, so when it comes to finances, he's like, I've met a lot of people. He's like, the people with the Ferraris, the people with the McLarens, all the flashy stuff, like rarely ever have it. So there was a group of like 20 people who all seemed to have a lot of money, and he was the only one that had the liquid cash to be able to make an investment. He was able to profit a lot from that, from simply having the liquid. So he's like, the way that you go about doing this is, he says, 0 is not 0 for you anymore. 100,000 is 0. Consider 100,000 0. Like, take 100,000, get it out of your sight. After you make 100,000 first, but get it out of your sight. And like, obviously you don't go like 0 to 100,000, but it's like at first like 10,000 equals 0, and then it's like 50,000 equals 0, and then 100,000 equals 0, and that's just like in an account that you have that's off to the side. You can't touch it, and you can't wreck yourself. I have so many other takeaways when it comes to this. I mean, this was like a organizational chart that we set out, and one of the things, actually, this is definitely worth bringing up on the video today, is what is the blue sky number for you? So this is like, take however much money that you want to have, or however much money you want to spend per year. Like, get your lifestyle in order. What do you want your life to look like? And then how much money per year do you need to spend in order to live that lifestyle? Now multiply that by however many years you plan on living, and then that's your number. So once you make that amount of money, you can live exactly how you want to, with no constraints on your time, because you already have the money to do it. So it's like, take the blue sky number, work backwards from that. Some technical agency takeaways that I had was like finding miracles of people to work with, as opposed to just like, oh yeah, I'm hiring someone to just like click buttons and fulfill a role. It's finding a miracle person and putting them through a rigorous trial project to be able to see if they can actually add value to the company as well. Because if you spoon feed them a trial project, it's like, well, anybody can do that. But if they have to essentially create the value in their trial project, you see how valuable they actually are. Second thing on a technical agency level is that a customer success manager should be able to answer 2 layers of questions. So like, how much money do you spend on ads this past month? Okay, well, why is it the result that we're not looking for? Why is it not the result we're looking for? Okay, we'll be able to answer those 2. And then there's a question deeper. So okay, let's jump on with strategist. And then there comes the point where you have strategists that can talk to clients and be able to actually work the accounts as well. So I got back from that meeting right now. It's 8:11 p.m. on Friday night. I'm gonna put my phone away right after this and just read. And I'm gonna be going through our recording again tomorrow and just like extracting our takeaways. I mean, this dude's just an incredible guy, and really enjoyed meeting up. And it's getting yourself out there. It's being willing to take a risk. That's one thing. I've always been willing to take a risk, and I'll continue taking risks, especially while I'm 23 and have no one to look out for other than myself and my team. So that being said, those were the takeaways that I had. Just off the top of my head. I'll probably come back with some more tomorrow, and in an effort to not make this video 20 minutes long. That's what I got from our meeting today, and also just like focusing on one thing. Like this right here. This is one out of many pages of improvements that I want to make. These are all improvements to make to the business, and it's like just finding a couple of them and executing on it, specifically one at a time. So the next thing I'm going to execute on is uploading this YouTube video and then going to bed. I'll see you guys tomorrow.